Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Thread. My name is Jacqueline and I am your host. So today I have a guest with me, a friend. It was here the last time and he's
Two-time
here
guest.
again. Yeah, so a two-time guest. Can you introduce yourself again?
It's your boy Joseph Encanta, and I'm here again to talk about crazy stories. Crazy stories. It's really
Um,
nice being here.
yeah, so thanks for joining me again for this episode.
Yep.
It's a pleasure and um, okay, so I have a question for you. If you were, what would you do if you were in a situation where, um, so you're married, yeah,
Okay.
okay, and like your wife's brother, for instance,
Okay.
you guys always go, you guys always go out from time to time, maybe like to restaurants and all of that, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he fails to bring out his wallet for some reason. Every time you guys go out, it's always like, oh, I forgot my wallet in the
Yeah.
house. You know,
Yeah.
so you always have to end up like
Yeah.
paying and
Yeah.
paying. But you're like, how come it always happens? And like this person always picks like expensive places to go to, like
Oh.
expensive restaurants, right?
Okay.
But you just start thinking that like this is strange. How
Yeah.
does a person just keep on forgetting their
Yeah.
wallet every single time they
Yeah.
come to visit, right?
Yeah.
What would you do in that situation?
Okay. That's Well, starting with the top one. I think it depends. There are too many contexts to that because it's like if like the going out is like my idea, I don't think that would be a problem. But if he's always suggesting, yeah, let's go to
Yeah, he's
this
always
place,
suggesting let's go
and then
here,
it's like a
and
really
this place is
expensive
always
place,
expensive. Yeah,
and then you get there and it's like, I left my wallet at home.
exactly.
Yeah, you do transfer, oh my dear. You will like transfer. That's a setup. That's a setup.
Yeah, it's on purpose. It's
No,
happening on
definitely
purpose.
that has to be addressed. I think after like two times, you definitely do not want to go out again.
Exactly.
Yeah, that
Exactly.
has to stop.
So,
Yeah.
so the first story we're gonna read is kind of like the same kind of scenario, yeah, where
Okay.
the person keeps forgetting their word every time and stuff. So, like you said, we're starting heavy.
Yeah, yeah. Let's do this.
Okay, so let's dive in. So, here goes. OP wonders if she's the asshole for bringing sister-in-law's wallet to the restaurant after her sister-in-law conveniently keeps on forgetting it.
Okay.
Okay. Am I the asshole for bringing my sister-in-law's wallet to the restaurant when she conveniently always forgets it? My 28 female sister-in-law Amy, 26 female, always comes to visit from out of town. She stays with us instead of a hotel and always wants to go to expensive restaurants.
Okay.
She always conveniently forgets her wallet or comes up with some excuse as to why she can't pay her share. She has implied that since I make much more money than her, I should be the one to pay. No, not my husband should pay, but me specifically. I do make a fair amount of money, but not so much that I can treat someone every time they come into town. Nonetheless, in the past, I have just paid the bill and asked her to pay me back. She never has. She had made a reservation at an extremely expensive restaurant last night.
Oh, wow.
And before she left, I made it clear that I wouldn't be paying her bill. This is where I might be the asshole, and I'll admit I got this move straight from an episode of Two and a Half Men.
Oh.
As we were leaving, her
I remember.
and my husband went to the car. I pretended I forgot something and went back inside. I found our wallet sitting right on top of our suitcase. I put it in my purse and we went to the restaurant. When we were done eating, I asked for separate bills. She said, no, we need one bill because she forgot our wallet again. I reached in my purse and said, this wallet. She was extremely furious. She said that I should not have touched or grabbed our wallet. So am I the asshole for taking our wallet and bringing it to the restaurant? Edit. Wow, thanks for all the awards. Jeez, lol. So many comments that I can't keep up. But thank you everyone who had something to say.
Okay.
Edit 2. Amy just called me. She saw this post and she yelled at me for bad mouthing her on the internet. Honestly, I don't care. Amy, hopefully reading all these comments is a wake-up call for you.
I, I, again, I think it would have just been easier for her to say she's not interested in going. I don't really think that was that was a petty move.
Yeah,
That was a really petty move.
yeah, it was petty, but I feel like it came from the fact
She
that
just
like
got
it's
tired.
always happening.
Yeah.
Every time. Oh, I forgot my wallet. I forgot my
That
wallet.
was that was really
And it's
that
not
was
a thing of my husband should pay, but like no, you have to pay. It's just like why?
yeah,
Why do I
that
have
was
to?
really petty. I think a better thing would have been like she would have just had a conversation with sister-in-law, like you know. But to be fair, she did tell her that this particular
Yes,
time
I'm not going to
I'm
pay
not
for
paying.
it. Yes, and that
Nah,
one
that it
still
wasn't petty. It was good.
conveniently
It was needed.
forgot our
Yeah,
wallet.
no, it was needed. I think it was needed because that's nah. That was a very good response. I think hopefully she learned. But judging from the edit, right, I don't think the sister-in-law actually learned because if you read something like this, you actually want to apologize. And if because if
Exactly.
truly that was not the intention,
Mhm.
right? Had the sisters-in-law response would have been like, "Oh, I didn't. It's just a coincidence. It's not like I actually meant for it to
True.
happen."
But she
So,
didn't.
so
She wasn't
yeah, the
apologetic.
fact that she said that shows that it's a deliberate thing. So
She did it on
I
purpose.
won't call it petty anymore. I think it was well deserved.
Well deserved.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay.
Picking
So
expensive places to them.
yeah. So I think there's an update.
Yeah. Let's
Um,
see. Because why would you deliberately pick expensive places if you know you're not going to pay? That's just crazy.
Sorry, can't find the update.
Okay, but what's the comments say? So what do we have there?
Okay, so I think the update has been deleted. I think we should just take some comments.
Yeah.
Why does the first comment here asks the question? Some questions that OP responded to. So
Okay.
the first question is, why does OP's husband keep letting Amy in? And OP replies, without getting into too much detail, he has always been expected to pay for nice things for the females in his family. He's also been kind of scammed out of large sums of money by his family. That's slowly being shut down over time, and we're working on shutting down this dinner/outings thing. He allows this because he feels bad that they don't have a lot of money. It's sad, but that's how his family got along for a very long time, being dishonest about anything and everything to get their hands on some extra money or extra financial help. I could write a book on some of the things I've seen them do over the years. It hasn't been easy to show these people how wrong this is. He has talked to Amy about being cheap, has had come to, has had come to Jesus talks with her, has had to come to Jesus talks with her, and genuinely has always felt that next time will be different. We've been in therapy addressing this, and he's learned to set boundaries. This restaurant thing is a boundary that he hadn't yet set. It's hard to set all these boundaries all at once when you actually had no clue what boundaries were and had no boundaries for years. Someone else asked, does he pay too? So then she says, OP says, we are married. My money is his money. When I mentioned Amy specifies I should pay, I meant more that she specifies since I make good money, we as a whole shouldn't be cheap. Then the next person asks again, what was the point if you ended up paying?
Yeah.
Then she said, I knew Amy wasn't going to pay. She always finds a way not to pay. I went to the restaurant fully expecting to foot the bill. I did this because I saw it on a show and thought it
Yeah, I
would be
remember that
funny to
episode.
do in real life. To be completely honest, the point wasn't really to get her to pay. It was more to show her that the forgot my wallet excuse was getting old. Another question. Is Amy banned from visiting? I reply, fortunately, this post turned out to be a good thing. Husband has always had it in his head that Amy is a good person and has her reasons for being sneaky and cheap, like I mentioned above. In his head, it's not her fault she is the way she is. It's the circumstances of their upbringing that cause her to make bad decisions. But seeing Amy's reply to my post and people's response to Amy has really changed this thinking. That's the first time Amy has outright admitted that she's purposely taking advantage. Reading some of the other comments has also been eye-opening for him. So husband has told Amy that she's not welcome here, at least not for a long while. I think that is the end.
I think she basically just answered to some of the like the common
The
questions,
questions,
yeah,
yeah.
that were being
So that's
asked.
the end. So yeah, the Amy does it on purpose. She knew what she was doing. Really, oh, I forgot my wallet.
Yeah.
She
But
knew.
I think generally it's from the explanation it's clear that she's it's something that she does like with her brother, which is like the lady's husband too.
Yeah.
So she just figured since they are married, it's something that's just supposed to continue like that. So it's not. Ah, I get it, but there was no need to be petty. I think a conversation.
And
I
I
know I
think
keep changing my mind on this petty thing because I'm like, whatever she achieved from this post, a conversation simply could have done the same thing.
but I don't think so.
Uh,
The girl, Amy, doesn't even realize, she doesn't see that what she was doing was wrong.
yeah,
So
but
I don't think a conversation would
the
help.
only person's perspective that changed is that of the husband, right?
Yes.
Which a conversation would have still changed.
Yes. But I feel like he still didn't see it. I don't think, I feel like they've talked about it several times. But he wasn't seeing
Yeah,
it until this happened, and then
and
he
then he
came
saw
here and then
comments
saw
from other
comments
from
and
other
everything.
persons.
That was when he now saw it.
That's something.
But the main person here, Amy, didn't see the wrong in anything she did.
True.
Do you understand?
True,
She didn't see
true.
the wrong, because she still came and commented and was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I saw your post," and she doesn't give a shit.
That's really nice. Though.
She
I mean,
doesn't care.
expensive restaurant. Damn.
Every
I wish I
time.
could pull that off. That was nice. That's nice.
Okay. So I think that is all. It's a very short post. I think let's just go to the next story.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next story. So the next story is coming from Am I the asshole, AITA, and it goes like this: Am I the asshole for being upset with my husband for saying he would choose his deceased wife over me? Eh. Okay. So my 34 female, husband 37 male, was married once before me. She was his high school sweetheart. They started dating their junior year, survived long distance during college, and got married when they were both 23, very shortly after graduating college. She passed away unexpectedly at age 26 from an aneurysm, and it obviously devastated him, especially because they were extremely young. They never had children. He contemplated remarrying because he was so heartbroken. But we ended up meeting about 4 years after that. We got married when I was 31 and he was 34 and have 2 children. Last night we were at a friend's potluck gathering. Everything was going well until one of our friends brought up a new topic that had to do with relationships. She is newly divorced, so it was about her divorce. Others were chiming in with past relationships from high school, college, etc. I had said I never thought I would get married because my luck with men has always been terrible until I met my husband, and I said I felt very lucky to have met him. After a little while longer, my husband brings up his deceased wife. Everyone knows he was married before me and that she passed. He was talking about her and then drops a bomb and goes, "If she walked through that front door right now, I'll pick up where we left off." If I'm being honest, it felt like someone put my heart into a blender and punched me in the gut as hard as they could. Everyone in the room could sense the awkwardness that followed. To avoid making a scene, I just laughed it off, even though I think it was still obvious that it hurt me. I just felt that if you still felt that way, then why are we married? I've never asked him to get over his wife. I've never had a deceased spouse or even a deceased partner, so I'm unsure how that feels. But I would never say that in front of my new spouse. After the gathering, we left and I did not speak to him the entire car ride home or barely the entire night. I did tell him that what he said hurt my feelings deeply and that we could talk in the morning once I've calmed down because I didn't want to say something mean to him. I ended up sleeping on the couch because he would not leave me alone. It's now the next morning and I barely slept. He's still sleeping. I'm not really sure what to say or what he will say.
I think I think yeah. First of all, she was saying that her lucky men aren't so good until she met her husband.
Yes.
Sounds like the luck is still bad, but that be that aside, I think the man got carried away because from what she explained,
Mm.
this is somebody that the man sort of like really loved, right?
Mm.
So if you're going to marry somebody like that, you should expect things like that to come up.
Yes, but I don't think you expect that it would say
Say,
that.
hey, I feel like he got carried away. Do you understand? Because she said the man actually refused to want to do anything or even move on. So you would expect that regardless of what the man says, you are going to be you in his life, but it's going to be impossible for you to now be like more than that person. Especially, I think she said they've been married for what, like a year?
Yes.
Yeah,
No, they've been married for years because they have 2 children
two
together.
children. Oh,
Yes.
that's a long time. Did she say how many
Yes.
years though?
They said they met 4 years after he lost his first wife. Yeah, and we got married when she was 31. Right now she's 34, so they've been married for at
Like
least
3 years. So you can imagine. Do you know how much you have to love somebody to wait 4 years after they've passed
Yeah,
before you remarry?
yes, of course, I understand that.
And
but
then
like
and then
still,
they've been married for what? 3 years.
yeah, so
You don't
that's
know how
7 years
long.
in total.
You don't know how long. No, the man waited 4 years first, met
Yes,
her, and
nah.
then they are now
All
married
I'm
for
saying
3.
that
They
like
married when she was
it's 7 years since his first wife died in total.
okay.
Yes.
So maybe he had loved her for maybe how long, I don't know, before the wife died or something. You can't tell the history they've had. What I'm saying is, if you're going to marry somebody, it's a different thing if he's coming out of a divorce. I can understand. I'm not saying the man saying it in the open is a good thing, but I'm just saying if you're going to marry someone like that, you should expect something like that to happen.
Well, I don't agree because you were not forced to get married. Do you understand? They didn't force you to remarry. So you decided to remarry. You understand? Yeah. Now this person that you're getting married to loves you as much as you love them, right?
Yeah.
So like, you shouldn't want to hurt them like that. Stuffs like that can be very, very hurtful.
But that's what I'm saying. He probably got carried away.
Yes, fine, but like you cannot say that like she should expect that if she's getting married to somebody that already lost his first wife,
That she should expect that he might say something like that. You should.
No, I don't agree because if you are truly not over your first wife,
then why marry another
yes,
wife?
and again, she's not even asking that you. It's different when you divorce a person, and it's different when the person you're with dies.
Okay.
So you probably never get over that person because it's different situations in the sense that like the person died.
Yes.
Fine, but like you should still not make the person you're currently with feel like she's a
She will
second
never
choice,
mean
or
as
she will
much
never
as
mean
the-
as
a
much
much-
as the first
But
person.
that's what I'm saying. That he didn't do it because of that. He got carried away. And it's again, mind you, I understand her getting pissed though. Let me just let me make that very clear. I understand her getting pissed.
She's
right?
not even exactly pissed. She's
She's
hurt.
sad, she's hot,
Yeah,
and
she's
maybe
sad.
disappointed because she felt like.
Yeah,
but
she
but the
felt
point
like
I'm trying to make, this is why I said what I said, right? The thing is, there's a reason why it took the man that long to actually move on, and it's clearly because he has like really strong attachment to his late wife, and like you said, it's worse because it's not like the divorce or there's like a misunderstanding. She died. Do you understand? So that sort of bond is crazy because it doesn't have any form of closure.
Yeah,
She just
I
died.
understand. Yeah,
Do you get what I'm saying?
completely.
And then he probably would have made it in order to be able to move forward. He would have promised himself that for as long as he's alive, he's always going to love that woman, and there's no other woman, no matter what happens, will ever replace what that lady meant to him. I like to think, because I feel like that's the kind of thing you want to do about somebody you truly love, right? So
Yes.
now that statement he made, since they were out, maybe they were even a little bit tipsy since they were hanging out when he said it, right? I feel like he got carried away. Is it fair that he said it? Of course it's not fair. Should the wife feel bad like she feels? Of course she should. But is it unexpected? It is not unexpected. Did he do it deliberately? I don't think so.
Okay, but
Yeah.
still, I don't think you should say that.
But he wasn't
She
doing it
should expect-
deliberately.
No, it's not. You cannot go into a marriage expecting that, oh, You can't go into a
No,
marriage with a person
actually,
and then
you
feel like, oh,
you
I'm
can. No,
never going to meet up. And the fact that you even said it like in front of the friends, if it was just one of them, she can still. But
Can you
the
at
thing
least
is in front
agree
of
that
everybody.
it was not deliberate?
We don't know that yet. Now
Yeah.
he hasn't explained himself yet.
Okay, fine. Let's see.
He hasn't
Next. But
explained
I feel
himself
like
yet.
he got carried away.
So.
Yeah.
She got carried away, fine, no problem. But you
But it's
cannot
still
say
bad.
that.
I
but you know,
agree that
no,
it's
it's not.
bad.
Aside it being bad, you can't say that OP should expect that sort of treatment from somebody that's supposed to be a husband.
You do realize that she could not find somebody without the dead wife.
She didn't say she could not find somebody. She said
I'm
that
saying because you have to. There are certain bonds, right? It's like for instance, right?
I'm not excusing
You want to
the
marry.
bonds,
No, we're talking about expecting it, right?
Yes,
I'll
expecting
I'll
that.
give you another example. I'll give you another example. You meet. Let's say you want to marry someone that you meet a lady you love, and everything, and then she has a child, right? She has a child. You should know and expect that at certain points in time, right? Even you get married, tell your wife, you guys have a kid. At certain points in time, there is a possibility that your wife would likely put your kid first before you, right? And then that's the one that give birth to you. And then you meet a lady, she already has a child, right? Before the child is like maybe 10 years old, right? And then since the birth of the child, she has not been with the husband. And for 10 years, she refused to do anything with any other person because she just wants to focus on raising her child. And then for some reason, she actually does like you and then decides to do something with you. I'm telling you that if something comes up and she picks the child over you and you act like that is completely unexpected, then that is your fault. Because you should know that something like that has to be expected and you have to be okay with it. So what I'm trying to say is that in the post, she said that she has never asked him to get over the wife before. Yes. She has never had a problem with it. And I'm saying if she genuinely means that, then for something, because I feel like if this was something the man was fond of doing, she would have said so. Do you get what I'm saying? Because this is like an isolated event now that she's pointing out. She did not tie it to, because I think women would have been like, oh, that's what he did 2 other times, 3 other times. This is an isolated event, right? If she's truly honest about not wanting to force him to get over her and stuff, this should be an event where she gets to prove to herself that she understands the situation surrounding this person she's married to. So why she should feel sad and whatever, I'm saying that it is not unexpected for him to have done that. I get that he did it at the wrong place, but he got carried away.
Agree.
You know?
I still don't agree.
So you think it's possible that somebody like that, right, will complete? Okay, so you're saying even if he doesn't completely, like, even if he's still in love with his first wife and he misses and stuff, you just feel like
you
it's
should
not
never
something
make.
at
The
all.
thing is, there are certain lines that shouldn't be crossed. Do you understand? Even within a relationship, you should never make the person that you are with feel like they are not.
But he didn't do it deliberately.
You
That's
keep
the
saying,
part I'm saying.
I said, okay, you keep saying that. We still haven't heard the update or read from his side, but only know based on what's.
Okay, let's see. If there's further information, I'll change my mind.
So, like, even aside him not doing it deliberately or whatever, like in that point in time, because I'm just attacking what you said about like the fact that
she should have expected it. Okay, you don't think she should have?
No, because it made her feel like if this person comes back right now, even though I'm with you right now, I'm going to tell you bye-bye and go back to her. Do you understand? As if like all the years they already spent together doesn't mean anything to him. So you cannot say that. You can't say that she should just stay and like expect him to always feel that way.
I think
that is you shouldn't make the person that you will ever feel like that. Feel like their second choice.
But I feel like, right, again, I'm only speaking based on the kind of person I am. Right now, if I was in her shoes, clearly I would be pissed. Right, I'll not just pissed. I'll be really sad because I'm like, I thought what we had would. But if you ask me, is this thing? Did you think it would never happen? I will not lie to you, because I'll tell you, going into this stuff, knowing what I know about this person and their last partner, I feel like it was expected. So I'm not trying to justify
No,
the action,
and I
but what
also
I am saying
understand that.
is this thing the man did
Uh,
is not unexpected. Like it's not something you would say like it's out of character for somebody. Like, okay, for instance, right, you see the previous story, that girl that would take go out with sister-in-law, right? Now we found out that she's been behaving like that at home and then with the husband. Do you understand? That's her brother now. So when she did it with the husband, the brother's wife, he, by the time it's like the behavior is not unexpected, because if you check her track record, check what she's been doing, it is expected for somebody like that to do that kind of a thing. So what I'm trying to say is, for somebody that got married to somebody like maybe even his high school sweetheart, right? They loved each other. She died, no closure, nothing,
yeah.
and then stayed 4 years before he even reconsidered marrying. That should tell you that, yeah, it might never be possible for this man. He may be able to love another person, but I doubt it's going to be as deeply as he loved his first wife, or even as serious. That's just what I'm saying. So it's not unexpected. I'm not condoning it, but I'm just saying it's not something that's unexpected. But if there's additional, if
Yeah,
there's a lady, yeah,
there's an update.
let's see what's happening there.
Um, this may be a long one. I
Okay.
also tried to reply to as many comments as I could, but they were flooding in, and I got a bit overwhelmed. Me still try to read and reply to them. Many brought me to joyous and grateful tears. Also, alcohol was not
Oh,
involved in the
oh,
sense that it wasn't drunk.
oh.
My
Okay.
husband is 6'3" and almost 150 lbs. He
Okay.
had eaten quite a bit and had one beer. He was practically sober.
Fair
Anyway,
enough.
we talked. I asked him to let me go first and to not interrupt. He doesn't usually interrupt anyway. This isn't verbatim, just a rough sketch of how things went. I also included points some of you made without mentioning. I posted about this, of course. Me, so the conversation goes
Yeah,
towards.
what you
She
saying?
said, me, I just wanted to say that I do not hate you for what you said. I understand where you were coming from. She died and it was something neither of you saw coming.
Okay.
I could never ask you to get over her or to forget her because I know how much you loved her. She
Okay.
was your first love. I don't understand that if she hadn't passed, we likely would not be together and you
True.
two likely would be. I have always understood this, but to say what you said hurt my feelings and embarrassed me. And even though her coming back from the dead is impossible, if it were, you would leave me and the children. It was probably one of the worst thing anyone has ever said to me. It is clear your feelings about her are still raw and it still hurts, and I want you to get counseling and I want couples counseling very soon. He then apologized profusely, teared up, and said how he did not even mean to hurt me and embarrass me in front of our friends. He basically
Steady.
said that he thought about it before he went to sleep and came to the realization that he should have kept it to himself. I mean, I can't be angry for what he thinks. He loved her and she died. His feelings are also valid here. Also said that he would never leave me and the children, and that what he said was just a poorly thought and what and what he said was just poorly thought out and poorly worded statement, that he was not thinking clearly, and when he said it he immediately felt that maybe it came out wrong. I asked him how he would feel if I said it to him. He says, yeah, it's bad, I know, I shouldn't have said it. I wouldn't be happy, I know you aren't happy. I should have apologized in front of everyone as soon as I said it, or not have said it at all. I then asked him to think of the children and said, it's like you saying, hey, children's names. If my dead wife walked in through the door, I'd pack my bags and never speak to you guys again. And then it really
Oh,
got
she went all in.
uncomfy. After some silence, I had no idea what to say after that. He asked me if I wanted to divorce. So I asked him why he would think I would want a divorce, just to see what he would say. He says he doesn't know. I didn't answer his question and said we needed to look into counseling, that he needed to get counseling for himself, and that we would go to couples counseling. And if the answer is no, I'm not interested in moving forward. This is 100%. This isn't 100% about the comment anymore. I need to know if he's willing to make the necessary changes and put in the work to fix what he messed up. Because if he were to dismiss my feelings or not want counseling, it means he doesn't think this was
Yeah.
that serious, and
Yeah.
that he may not take me seriously. I also said this to him. Some of the comments also told me to take the kids elsewhere. I agree with this because it would be difficult to get through this while also parenting. I've got a very young daughter and child. I've got a very young daughter and son that is a toddler. They are currently with my parents for the weekend, and I'll be getting them Sunday night. So this gives us time to really work. He suggested he would sleep on the couch instead of me. I have nowhere else to go. I haven't told my parents because I really would like to keep this between me and him as much as possible. Family and friends jump to judge too fast and sometimes offer extreme and harmful advice, and it's also embarrassing. Luckily, we both have very good insurance that will help with counseling. I told him that it seems like whatever counseling he got after her death was not enough, and that it was not consistent with it like it should have been. With trauma like that, I personally would have been in counseling for years before I even considered remarrying. He agreed. He was only in it for about a year and then stopped once he moved away from his hometown. Never got back into it. He also agreed into the individual and couples counseling, kept apologizing, kept telling me he loved me all day. It was also so difficult to be around him because he kept looking at me. I couldn't think. It was like he would try to say something and then he would just stare and not say anything. With the kids gone, there's nothing to really do except talk. So we talked again right before dinner time. He asked me if I wanted him to cook or buy something. I still was not hungry, to be honest. So I just told him he could pick something up for himself and that I wasn't really hungry, and that prompted the second discussion. Realized he must feel very bad because he noticed I hadn't really eaten much all day. Kept asking me to eat. I wasn't sulking too bad or anything, just doing my usual tasks, but not speaking or eating as much. And because we're home together all day, he noticed this. Asked me one more time to please eat dinner with him. So I agreed. During dinner, he told me that he looked for counselors himself and wanted me to see if I thought they were okay enough and that he would keep looking. Last stretch. After all of that, I told him that we can't really predict anything until we've met with therapists. I don't want him to keep saying sorry, I want to work and change. And then maybe we can move forward, but this is the first step. I don't want to just leave him. I'm also not saying divorce is off the table. I think he's still hurting from my death and his judgment is very clouded. If he didn't love me, I doubt he would have apologized so many times and looked for counselors on his own. A man that doesn't love me probably would have made me look or rejected going altogether. Many people were suggesting this. I do not think he doesn't love me. Thought of this myself, cried about it, thought of my children, cried more. I'm not staying for the kids. I'm staying because I want to at least try to fix. If it cannot be fixed, then at least I tried. We're also very close. Some people were asking how close we were prior to marriage. I guess as a way to gauge the difference between their relationship and our relationship. Maybe to see if he's settled. He was always very romantic, caring, and sweet to me. We've never yelled at each other. When we first started dating, he would plan dates, surprise me, brag about me to his friends. So that's why I'm very confused on why he would blot that, unless it was just very poor brain and mouth coordination. I also told him that I may get a counselor for myself. I don't think I need one. Someone suggested this, but I think he needs it more than I do. And because insurance companies are getting shittier by the year, 3 counseling bills may be pushing it. I don't know. If I do get one, it's because I don't want to potentially resent him or doubt myself. Some people were making attempts to make me doubt myself. Some people in the comments were very nasty to me. I appreciate Reddit hiding comments with many downvotes as they may be mean, but I couldn't help but click. Some of you are very mean and very nasty individuals, and I hope you find happiness one day. There could be another update in the future, not opposed to making one. Thank you all for your kind words and support. I've also responded to everyone that texted me, which was everyone there at the potluck that has my number. 3 people. There were 9 people there, not including us. They've all basically said the same thing. They can't believe he said that. They feel bad for me, asking if everything is okay. What he said was not okay. Is it etc. He showed me some of the texts with him and his friends, and some made me cry with how kind they were being towards me. Basically telling him it wasn't necessarily wrong for thinking that, but wrong for saying it. I told him I loved him as well, and I've never not loved him even for a second. and that I wasn't angry with him and didn't want him to, I guess, suffer for what he said. But I was just hurt. I needed him to know that it did hurt me, and him to respond how he saw fit and would go from there. That's all for now. I could possibly answer more questions here if you have any. I tried to answer some of the more frequently asked ones that I saw. Again, sorry for this being so lengthy. Have a nice weekend, everyone, and thank you again. A long one.
I felt like a part of the marriage.
So you see, he wasn't drunk.
Yeah, but I did say
he wasn't drunk.
Wait, I said he go carried away. Do you understand? And then to prove me right, from everything she said, there's nothing about his behavior in the relationship or marriage that shows that he would do this deliberately. He got carried away. And I'm saying it is expected. Everyone is saying the same thing. That is something that is expected. Now, did he say it at the wrong time? Of course he did. But it's expected. Do you get me?
That she should feel like
No, that he would say something like that.
No. I don't expect that he would say that. I expect that he might think it. But I don't expect that he would say it.
Let me tell you something. Right? Let me tell you something. You could be let's say,
and you can't even think it. What do you mean? She walks through the door, out of here. What do you mean by that? No, you can't even think that.
No. See. Of course, he worded it wrongly, right? It's like you're reminiscing about. It's like you're eating, right? You're eating rice and chicken and stuff, and it's really nice. And then you remember one time you had one meat pie like that. You're like, Omo, that meat pie was so nice. If I see that meat pie now, I will leave this rice, I swear. Like, obviously, you're just exaggerating. Do you get me? He may have exaggerated it a bit, but I'm saying I don't feel like, I'll be honest with you, right? Regardless of, does he love her, the husband? Does he love her? Yes, he does. Do you get me? Did he say that stuff to her? I don't think so. He didn't. Do you get me? It's just unfortunate that there are certain things that you may never recover from, and that's just life. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying?
I understand all of
so
this.
It's unfortunate.
The only problem I have here is
the fact that he's thinking it and he said it.
The only problem I have here is him making his wife feel like.
But no, don't do that. Don't do that. When you say that, you take it out of context. He was not trying. Obviously, that's what the effect. That was the effect.
Now. Yes, that's what I'm talking about now.
He didn't do it deliberately.
But so what?
And the reason why I feel like she cannot hold this against him is because you cannot marry somebody that, their high school sweetheart, someone they loved to death. Literally.
It's not necessarily holding it against him. It's just like you clearly have issues here. You never were like really got past you losing this person, and now
for
those
good reasons.
Yes, I'm not saying it's good or it's bad. I'm just saying that like the guy clearly has issues that he needs to deal with.
I don't see any issue.
What do you mean? There is still an issue because
someone he loved literally.
God, it's just.
I don't see.
I'm not saying that.
What I think is right. Sorry for cutting you. What I think is right. This is something that she has to give this marriage like maybe another 10 years. In like 10 years, right? They would have shared so much history.
Do you even know what you're talking about?
Yes.
Do you even know what you're talking about?
If let me tell you something. If somebody spends 2 years being mean and horrible to you, it is impossible that you're going to spend 2 days getting over that. It will take you almost as much time as it took for you to go through that experience to get over it. So if he has spent so long, that much time with his deceased wife, loving her, they had so many experiences together and all of that. Do you get what I'm saying? It's going to take an even longer time of having maybe better or similar experiences with his new wife for him to eventually move out of that phase naturally. So on the bright side, seeing as this person, and again, I like the fact that she didn't say anything about him telling her that, oh, I need you to do this thing the way my dead wife used to do it, or I need you to be like this, because that's how he has never done that. So I think this is why it is hurtful. It is something I feel like she's blowing it out of proportion. That's what I think. Is it hurtful? Yes, but I feel like it's something that he deserves to get forgiven for, and then they can move past it.
And she's not opposed to forgiving him. She's just saying
She just
that
wants him to go to therapy.
she's just saying that he clearly has unresolved issues, and I agree with that, because that's you saying something like that comes from a place.
True.
Do you understand? A place of probably hurt that he has not finished dealing with the trauma of losing the love of his life.
And
That's
if you've not done
that
that
is
after
why,
4
yes.
years,
So like, and yes, some people need therapy to get through things.
if you want to really fix this issue,
some people,
we should have started we start from the beginning. She should not have married him.
It's not even a thing of. I trying to say that people that have lost partners in life should never.
She literally said she knows how much and how deeply he loved her. She
Yes,
knew what she was getting
it doesn't
into.
excuse his behavior of making her feel like you always come second.
No, you don't go always. Calm down. She didn't say always.
Okay.
It was a one-time
Okay,
thing.
it was a one-time thing, but
Yeah.
clearly, like I said, it happening at that point in time means that there are unresolved issues. It happened for a reason. Are you not
Clearly,
saying that?
that's how he has. Okay, let me ask you a question. Right? Let's say you have a friend that's single, and she comes and she tells you there's this guy, right, that I'm recently talking to. Yeah? They're just gisting, like just nothing, no commitment, right? They both come to visit you. And then while they are here, the guy is wearing like a wristband or something, and you're like, oh, what's that? He's like, oh, this wristband is I got it from an ex-girlfriend. Yeah. Okay, let's even say the ex-girlfriend died. I got this from an ex-girlfriend. She died 2 years ago. She was the love of my life. And then it goes on 30 minutes talking about how deeply he loves her and how he does not know if he can ever bring himself to love someone like this again. Right? But recently he has changed his mind and is trying to, be more open. Do you get me? And then they leave. And then your friend asks you, what do you think? I feel like I like the guy and I want to make a step, and maybe we could date. Will you advise your friend to go on with dating that guy?
Yes, if she feels like she really likes the guy, sure. I'm not saying you cannot say that people that have lost partners or their partners have died cannot have a relationship.
Did you hear me tell you that 2 years after that guy spoke about her for 30 minutes?
It doesn't excuse. This is not the first time I'm reading a story about somebody that has lost his partner.
But the difference
you
is you can clearly see that this guy is not over.
Yeah, of course, it will take time. The only advice I'm going to give that friend of
is
mine
to wait, Abby. Good.
Be patient.
The problem, she already made the mistake of marrying him before being sure.
You can't say she made a mistake of marrying him before being sure, because one, we were not there when they started dating. We're not there at the point where they got married. We don't know any of that detail, right?
But we read the part where she said she has never forced him to get over his dead wife, and she never said anything about him being completely over her or giving her the impression.
Yes, because of course now you as a partner that is married to somebody that has lost his wife, of course you cannot tell the person, oh, you have to get over this your wife so that I have to.
But at least the person has to give you the impression that they are over that person for you to want to move forward.
Yes, and
he never gave her that impression.
No, you can't say he never gave that impression, because they got married now. If you never gave that impression, do you think they'll be married?
Are you kidding me? People that don't even like each other get married.
You're just going way and way.
No, it's because I'm not saying.
Read.
See, I'm saying that this man. Do I think that what he said was wrong? I agree with you on that. I agree totally.
You agree that what?
That what he said was wrong. Where he said it was wrong.
Okay.
I agree with that.
Do you also agree that it is coming from an underlying issue?
I wouldn't call it an issue. That's the problem.
Let's just take the comments. Why are you spending so much time arguing on this story? I don't think we're ever going to be on the same page here, but let's just read the comments.
Yeah.
So the first comment here says, your family therapist may want to do an individual session with each of you at some point, so that may help you decide if you want to pursue your own sessions for your own mental health.
Okay.
I think you're taking a measured path that will hopefully get you to a better place.
Okay.
The next comment says, you handle this so well, OP. You are just so empathetic and kind while your heart hurts, and that truly sucks. Whatever happens, you put the work in to exhaust every avenue before deciding to stay or go. You should be proud of yourself for this. I'm still mad on your behalf, but it's ultimately up to you and current husband putting in the majority of the work here. I wish you tons of good vibes and hope everything works out the way it should be. Another comment says, I was widowed at 28 and I was devastated to the core when my husband died. I've been with my second husband for 20 years and love him deeply and would never ever say something so deeply hurtful. My heart broke for you seeing that your husband said that to you. You have children together, for crying out loud. I don't know how you can take back something like that. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's a woman, surely.
Please.
I go.
Another comment says, my wife and I are currently separated. I recently was told that our previous relationship, the biodad of the kids I was raising, was her true soulmate and that she wishes he didn't kill himself. I haven't stopped thinking about that for 1 second. Some thoughts should never be spoken into existence.
Yeah.
And that comment says, this is the kind of feeling or thoughts that should only be said out loud to a therapist, and because you're trying to walk through it. If I ever felt something like this, not even my best friend will hear about it, and definitely not my partner. And I'm terribly sorry that you had to hear this from your husband's mouth. And that person says, not the asshole. That's a very hurtful thing to hear from your partner. Hearing it while with a group of friends will be understandably brutal, very disrespectful to you. And that person says, and disrespectful to your children together too. Like they wouldn't even be a thought to him. He'd just leave you instantly and by proxy break up the family and devastate his children. Very understandable to be heartbroken by this. And that person says, something to keep in mind is it sounds like he never had closure for how things ended, and he never really had to deal with the daily grind of real life in a marriage with his ex. Our brains are weird, and it's probably built a fantasy in his head of how if she hadn't died, everything would be perfect and stress-free. Also, if she showed up today, it would mean all that pain and heartbreak would never have happened. Also, it doesn't change how much what we just said hurts you. I'm sorry that must be gut-wrenching. Edit for visibility. I hope OP you would consider going to a grief counselor with your husband for him to process his emotions and for you to understand him and make sense of his words. I get the impression his actions have not matched the thoughtless statements made out of grief and ignorance. There seems to be no malicious intent, but a profound lack of understanding of the harm he caused. Also, I wish I had these words when I was with my ex-wife. It might have saved my marriage.
Hey, so, see, at the end of the day, right, I'm not taking away from the effect of those statements. But see, this would have been difficult for me. Right? Or it would have been different if in the marriage he has shown he has been doing things that made her have like doubts. Do you understand? She did say in terms of taking actions and doing things to prove to her that he loves her, he did that very well. Do you understand? So the statement, however, was never something, it was just something that came out of ignorance. I think that's why I enjoyed this last comment. Do you understand? It's just out of ignorance. Sometimes, right? Sometimes it's like you're feeling something, but you don't have the knowledge to understand or describe what you're feeling. So you interpret it to the best of your ability. Now, even though the thing you're feeling is legit, your interpretation is ignorant. Do you get what I'm saying? So he's clearly feeling something which he expressed ignorantly. And I'm saying that thing in itself, right, is not something that I would think is unexpected. Best case scenario is them going to therapy because, like I said, there was nothing about the man before they got married that gave her the impression that this person is completely over their dead wife.
Still missing.
I'm not trying to blame.
You're still missing.
You don't want me to make excuse for the man at all.
No, it's not about making excuse for the man. We're not asking the man to completely
Yeah, you're
get
just saying
over
he
his
should not have
wife.
said it.
Do you understand? I'm just saying that like you cannot make the person you're currently with feel like once the person I used to be with comes in, I'm
But
going
you
to
know
leave
he did
you.
that by the thing he said.
Me, I'm saying that he did that. Now I'm saying that, he shouldn't
The only
have
way
done
he
that.
did that was by that stuff he said. Abi.
Yes.
We can agree on that.
Yes.
I'm telling you that the
And-
thing he said is a byproduct of him not being over.
That's exactly what I said now.
but
That
I'm
don't you think
saying
that there's an underlying
let's not
issue
treat
here?
the symptom. But I'm telling you now that the thing, right? Because it is not from him not being over, him not being like over, what's it called, the ex. I don't want to look at it as a problem, because if you truly love somebody and they pass,
It's not
without
even.
it is
Yeah,
normal.
you're still missing it. You're still missing. I'm not asking him to be over the ex. Do you understand? I'm not saying he has to be over his ex to be okay in his current marriage. I'm saying
Actually, you have to be. That's the point I'm making. You shouldn't
No,
be in
it's-
another
wait now.
relationship
It's-
when you don't
Javi, we
move
allow
on.
me land. You
Okay.
keep making me forget what I want to say.
Sorry, go on.
I'm just trying to say that like all he has to do is he needs closure, and he never really got that.
Thank
He
you.
needs to understand that like this person is gone and will never come back. Yes, I love that deeply, but it's time to move on. And
Okay.
which is what I'm saying that is the underlying issue I'm saying, is that he never really walked through that trauma of losing that person. That is why this issue is happening 7 years after.
So if you want,
That's
if you're
basically what
going,
I'm
if you're
saying.
going to be with somebody that has loved someone they were in love with dearly, I want you to be honest now. Would you not want to at least be sure that they have actually processed that loss
No, of
the
course
right
you
way?
want to. Yes,
Be
now
sure,
of course
right?
you want to
You
be
want to
sure
be
now,
sure. And we can
I
agree.
can't really blame Opie for this and say that like, oh, she did not really confirm that it was over.
Yeah.
Is this thing, because then again they got together 4 years after.
Yeah.
And he must have done things to make her know that okay, this person is ready to move on and start.
Thank you.
Something.
But let's go off the information we have.
We can't go off
No, we can work with what we have here. With everything she said, the explanation she gave that was really long. She never, you can agree with me on this, she never said anything about how the man's behavior proved to her that he was over the experience he had. But what she did say was the way the man treated her proved to her that he actually loved her. Now, these are not my words. I'm telling you what she said.
Right.
She didn't tell us anything about that. So what I'm saying is, you're calling it an issue, right? It is like knowing that somebody has the tendency to be an armed robber. They become an armed robber. That's not necessarily like this person has tendencies. Do you understand what I'm saying? Him speaking of that thing in public is a factor, like you said, is a factor of the fact that he was not over the experience he had with his deceased wife. Now, the reason why he was not over her is because he has not done the work required. There's no evidence to suggest that. What I'm saying is, if you want to do something with somebody, see, if she was sure that he had done the work needed to move on, that thing that man said, she would be able to take it exactly as it is, and she would have just gone on straight to divorce. The reason why she's even entertaining all of these conversations is because she cannot truly say that, oh, he was over this and then I don't know where this is coming from. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I'm trying to.
You're trying to.
But
I'm not saying the man is
just-
right for doing it. I get it. But I'm just saying that this behavior, right, is something she could have seen coming. Because if you're going to get involved with somebody that you cannot guarantee that they've done the work needed to move on from a past experience they've had, when you start dealing with the effects of them not moving on, don't act like you did not know this could come. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So even if he was just thinking it still would have been a problem.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes,
now. That's
and
what
I'm saying, but
That's
the
what I'm
fault
saying,
is with
that
her.
the thinking it and all of that. You
Yeah.
can. And again, I don't understand why you're blaming. So
You don't want me to blame her, right? You
I don't
know?
understand why you're blaming
You have
somebody
to put in
like
effort.
this.
If you're going to be with somebody, you want to put in effort to ensure
That
that
what?
if they have
That he
certain things
forgets
about
the-
them, no, if they have certain things about them that might eventually become. Okay, let me ask you a question, right? You're dating somebody, and then the person tells you they used to be addicted to hard drugs, right? And then from your experience, how many people do you know that just wake up and quit taking hard drugs? How many? Not like I know too many people doing hard drugs, but from what you know, right? It's not something a lot of persons have to go to rehab, right? Now you meet this person, the person not go to rehab, no therapy.
But
They
he
just
did
said,
go now. I'm still missing it. He
She
did. But
didn't
he
say
he went to therapy for a year. He did.
you read that just
Yes,
now?
I did. I
When?
read it in the updates. He went to therapy for a year. But that what she's saying now, that she can't just quit on the marriage because she feels like he needs more therapy.
Wait,
so like he probably never really.
Can you please? You read that?
I did. I
while
read
they
it
were
in
married or before?
Before they were married. He went to therapy for a year to work on the trauma of losing the love of his life. So to her, he has already worked on himself. If he's telling me he loves me and he's ready to start a family with me, he must truly mean it. So you can't really blame her. Can you see what I'm talking about? You can't blame her because
This evidence you've admitted to the court is not it's not on record.
when I put the video out, you listen to the part
I'll have
where
to
I
listen
said
to it.
yes. You listen to the part because she said it. He went to therapy for a year. That's why she's saying that he needs more.
If that was there, right? If that was there, then that sort of changes it, but only a bit.
That's why I'm saying that there's still underlying issue, because the reason why he said that is
Okay.
because he's still definitely feeling something strong inside him. That was why that came out. If he didn't come out at that point, it would have still come out again eventually, and it all goes back to it all goes back to the fact that he still probably hasn't processed
The whole
losing that person. Do you understand?
If you were to advise her, what would you advise her to do?
Like, she should still work on the marriage now, but she should go to therapy and try to figure shit out. Like, she should at least check all boxes and let it be like she tried to fight for the marriage, because at the end of the day, it's not just her now, it's her and her kids. Do you understand? And I would never support raising a child in a broken home. So so she has to do her best to try to make it work. But if it's not working, it's not working. There's no point in killing yourself.
But do you agree that she do you agree that she should have done more with trying to ensure that she can actually guarantee that he has moved past the experience of losing his wife? Will you at least agree to that?
I don't think I will agree to that. I don't think I'll, because he's a full-grown man.
Yeah.
Why is she trying to ensure that he's over his feelings?
She don't. It's not be the full-grown man. They deal with.
He's a full-grown man. Let him be accountable for his feelings.
Fair enough.
Yes.
I get what you're saying, though. I get what you're saying, bro. You know.
Can we move on to the next story now?
Yeah. I hope it's not the same. All right, let's do the next one.
So the next story is coming from Best of Veritor Updates, and it was posted 6 months ago. My husband said he fucking hates our baby and wishes it was never here.
Where do you get the stories?
What kind of story is this?
Alright.
Okay. My husband has no patience with our 4-month-old. We're older parents. I'm 43 and my husband is 55. We've been married for 2 years and our son wasn't planned. It just happened. At first, it was happy, but once the baby arrived, I realized it was no longer happy. He rarely helps with the baby, claiming he doesn't know how to do anything, despite me showing him simple tasks like changing diapers and putting on clothes. He says it's too hard and never truly tries. So I've been doing it all myself. Our baby had colic and would cry more than usual. My husband hated that and would get very annoyed if our son cried for more than 5 minutes. He would yell at me, "Do something, get him to shut up," and never once tried to help. I felt so alone during the first few weeks after our son was born. Then my husband began complaining that the baby was taking up all my time and I had no time for him. Now our son is 4 months old and has started being very clingy, crying every time I put him down. It's been really frustrating because there are times I have to set him down, but I never let him cry for more than 10 minutes. Yesterday, I had to run an errand. I left my husband to look after our son. I wasn't gone for long. It was probably 15 minutes after I left when he called me, saying I needed to come back because he couldn't get the baby to stop crying. I told him to try taking the baby outside. Shortly after, I got a notification from the baby monitor and saw our son in his crib crying. I was so frustrated that I turned around and came back home. When I got back, our son was still in his crib crying, and my husband was just sitting on the couch. I was furious and asked him why he left the baby crying for so long. He said, I couldn't get him to stop. I fucking hate that thing and wish it was never here. His comment surprised and saddened me. I know everyone gets frustrated at times, but I feel like his comment was over
Surprised.
the top, and I don't know what to do anymore.
We're about to disagree again. Surprised? Come on.
No, I don't think we're about to disagree with this one.
Surprise. What do you mean surprised you? Really? Really? Really?
This man is
And
is a bigger baby. It's just
yeah.
a big baby.
And you think that this whole thing started like there was nothing she saw before marriage that would have given her the idea that this person
I'm guessing
will
that
be
like
this
since
terrible.
they're like older parents, they probably didn't plan to have kids.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Like they probably agreed within themselves that it's just gonna be us, we're not gonna have kids. But they probably didn't take measures to ensure that they would not have kids. Because like they said,
even if that was
it's
the
a mistake
case,
baby, right? But yes,
this is still
even
a
at
horrible
that,
way. You have to be a
yes,
horrible person.
yes.
Do you
But
understand?
so I'm saying that in like certain things, like when it comes to like children, she might not have really seen that in their partnership because they probably had no reason to deal with kids until they gave birth.
Nah, that's a horrible. Don't paint it. That's a horrible human being.
No, I'm saying,
I don't
that's
care.
why I said now that the man is horrible. Yes, I
A
agree.
person that is this horrible cannot reserve it for just the kids. It's impossible. You will have to see it in other areas. I can't bring myself to believe that. I just can't. That's a very horrible person. Nah.
I
That
agree,
guy
I
is
agree. The
horrible.
man is just horrible.
Even from how she's sounding, like making excuses, she's like she knows that marriage. No, this is not the stressful they talk about in marriage. This is not it. This is she's married to a demon. This man is a demon. And she cannot tell me there were no signs or anything. You see, this is the responsibility I'm talking about. You want to put in effort to ensure that this person can actually be a good partner. This is a very horrible person.
This is a terrible
How
partner
would you?
that is not
I
ready
know
to
people that
even
don't
help
want to
at
have
all.
kids, but they are not
Yeah,
terrible to kids
this
like
one
this.
is not ready to help. I'm sure
Yeah.
if it was like adult children or something, it would be fine with them. But
Yeah.
the fact that it's a baby, you have to go through
This guy
the
doesn't even
process.
like her.
This one doesn't.
He does not
care.
like
It's
her
just
because if he actually cares about her,
he
even
would
if he
try
does
his
not like
best
the baby,
to
he would want to at least help her out
help
just
out,
because of her.
yes.
Not again. We are talking about this person's child, though, but let's leave that
Let's
for a
even
second.
leave that. Let's forget that it's his
And
child.
this guy is a demon. He's just a
He
horrible
doesn't
person.
care. But then again, if you really do not want to have kids, then get a vasectomy or something like. And sure,
Put in effort,
put in
like
effort
show
to-
like you're ready
Yeah, that
to.
you're not ready to. You're ready to not have more kids. This one is
This
just.
person is just horrible.
So there's an update. Updates. It was posted 4 days later. I'm
Okay.
planning an exit strategy that my husband doesn't know about. Even though he apologized for saying he hated our baby and wished he wasn't here, I no longer trust him. Recently, he has been trying to make amends, but I'm still uncertain about my feelings towards him. This morning, I woke up later than usual and found that both he and my son were gone. He had taken our son for a walk without informing me, which made me panic and almost call the police. They returned just before I did. I told him not to go anywhere with our son because I no longer trust him. He insisted he would never harm his son and that his comment was made out of frustration. He felt I was overreacting and was hurt that I viewed him as a terrible person. I told him only a terrible person would say they hated helpless baby and wished they weren't here. Despite his efforts to help more by changing diapers and feeding our son, I'm struggling to move past his hurtful comments. He has 4 adult children from a previous marriage and he has a close relationship with them. From what I've seen, he seems to be a good father. Some people have suggested he might have postpartum depression, but when I brought it up, he dismissed it, saying he just gets irritated when our son cries for too long. He claims he's working on his patience, but I wonder if his age 55 contributes to his lack of patience with our 4-month-old. I'm in my head a lot. Deep down, I think I know what I need to do to keep my child safe, but another part of me wants to give him another chance. That is the end. Okay, but I think they asked she was asked some questions. So
Yeah.
like when she was asked if it was a head injury since her husband is the father and had kids before, She replied, he's never had a head injury. He mentioned that he doesn't remember his own kids crying as much as our baby does. Then they asked her again, as her husband being a hands-on father in the past. She said, I've tried to get him to help with our baby, but he keeps saying he doesn't know what to do. Despite me showing him, he admitted that he never did anything for his kids. His ex-wife did everything. Such a terrible man. Then OP posted a comment. She said, I'm not judging him for expressing frustration. We all get frustrated at some point, but I'm currently at my breaking point. My issue with him is that every single time our son cries for longer than 5 minutes, he yells at me to shut him up or do something now. He doesn't even help or attempt to. He's only started showing some interest in our son recently because I think he fears I will leave.
On the bright side, she's actually aware. She's aware of the reality, because clearly when she started saying stuff about who is now making effort, it's clearly because the fact that the man already had 4 kids, it was clear that he wanted the relationship for them to just chill and have fun. Kids were not in the agenda at all. So she's just something that he wanted to enjoy. And why would she? If I talk now, you tell me that. And then again, I want to blame the OP. But see, look at this, right? What are you doing with someone that's 55 that already has 4 kids? How many 55-year-olds with 4 kids already, and maybe a baby mama or an ex-wife, do you think are looking forward to having another child with another person?
That's what I'm saying. That I don't think the child was planned, because she's also in her 40s.
Yeah, it wasn't. She wanted different things from him.
It wasn't planned. I'm also saying that even she herself, she did not get together with him thinking or hoping that she would get pregnant or have a baby. That wasn't.
They didn't make any effort.
Yeah, what I'm saying. They didn't make any effort.
But regardless of that, right? I'm thinking, even though that's not something you want, treating a child like that, you have to be really, especially someone with 4 kids, right? To bring themselves to treat a child like that, even though clearly you didn't make enough plans to not have one. That's you have to be a horrible person to do that.
I agree.
You understand?
The man is just terrible, and I feel like the only reason
he's
even sort of close to his adult children is because they are adults.
They are adults, so just like,
he
what do
doesn't
you
need
need?
to do,
Maybe he just
doesn't
provides
need to do
and
anything.
that's
And
it.
again, she said something that when his children were kids, were babies, he didn't really help out. It was his ex-wife that did everything. So that's not very surprising that he's doing the same thing Owen was with this child, because now he's older. It's like, I didn't want to deal with this as a 20-something, 30-something year old man. Why should I be dealing with this now that I'm 50-something? You understand?
I feel like this lady, like the last one, both are
no,
really because
I'm not gonna agree like the last one, but like this lady
you
is
have
clearly
to, when you
at
make,
this point in time she's supposed to be thinking about leaving, but she's still saying, I don't know if I should leave or stay. This man clearly doesn't care about you. Why are you still thinking about staying?
Tell you how bad it is, right? You woke up and then your husband went for a stroll with your child and you're having a panic attack.
You even have to call the police.
All the red flags you need.
That is enough for you to say, okay, I'm packing my bag and I'm leaving.
So
I can't stay in this marriage anymore. I do not know why she's still thinking about it. So I'm
sure she's very afraid. Accountability is afraid of her. She don't do well.
Let's take some comments. So the first comment, Yesh, this is a reminder to consider a vasectomy if you want to drastically lower the risk of a baby just happening. Someone now replies on that and say, it's pretty clear that OP's husband never wanted another baby.
True.
Never wanted this baby. He definitely sucks. He really, really sucks. But she's also delusional on a few levels. He has adult children. We can ponder and debate how much of a parent he ever was to them.
True.
But it seems pretty safe to say that he was done. I don't think she was wrong for having the baby. I do think she was probably a bit naive to the effect it would have on her marriage. But it's also being a coward and not just telling her that.
True.
And another comment says, the reason he's close to his adult children is because they no longer require anything of him.
True.
Someone else says, he probably was the fun parent who did all the fun and easy stuff with them once they were out of the baby stage and left any actual parenting to the ex-wife. So now he has a good relationship with his kids based on good memories, but I bet they never come to him for advice or anything serious. I also wonder if his kids have children of their own and how often they actually stop by, or if their relationship is a lot more superficial than OP realizes, and it seems she is a first time mom.
Yeah.
And that comment says he might not even be close to them, especially if he was the one saying we're close. I don't trust this dude.
True.
Another person now says, you mean like my dad didn't want to do anything with me or my brother when we were kids. When we were adults, when we were adults, he suddenly wanted to be a dad. Sorry, your chance to be our father is gone. I'm an adult and I figured all that stuff out ago, years without you. Tell you what though, if you remember my birthday one of these years without needing mom to prompt you, I'll consider it. That should be simple for my father, right? Remember the day I was born. My understanding is most fathers remember those days as they are pretty significant to them.
Yeah.
Someone else says, someone quoted a portion of the post and says, I don't remember my older kids crying much. When they cried, I complained to my ex. I complained to my ex did everything herself to make sure I didn't hear him cry. Probably.
Now, this man is, at least we can all agree that he's a horrible person.
Yes.
I mean, she's really naive, ignorant, and maybe a little bit insane for some of the decisions she made, but that man is just,
yeah. And
he's
again,
very terrible
kids
person.
vary. Some kids will cry more than other kids, but I just feel like
This has nothing to do with the kids.
I'm just even saying that
yeah.
like kids, it varies. So like the way you say, no, I don't remember my other kids crying this
Was he even
much.
there?
One, it probably wasn't there, but you cannot now say, oh, because this one's crying so much, therefore
The next one
taking
she will
away.
not.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's not how to.
Even if the child, the baby was not even the crying type, I think he would still look for, because he was
For
also
something
complaining
else.
that the time she's spending on the
spending on the
baby
child
is taken
is
away from his own
from
time.
his own time, yes.
So,
The man
that's
is
a
just
horrible,
he's a big baby.
That's
I
a
think.
horrible man right
Very
there.
horrible man.
Oh, I know big babies. This one is worse. This is this is a demon. This is a demon. This is a demon.
But OP just needs to leave this marriage there. But I don't know what she's still thinking about.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's waiting for more damages to get done.
Good luck to you, OP.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna read out 3 stories for you to pick our last story.
Okay.
Yeah, so the first story is, am I the asshole for not helping my sister who became homeless just after she gave birth to her and my soon-to-be ex-husband's baby? That's 1. Then 2 is, am I the asshole for declining a wedding invite that didn't include a +1 for my wife? Then another one is, am I the asshole for divorcing my husband because he spent 10 minutes in the car during a family emergency?
I'm torn between the second and the last. Let's do the second one.
The second one. So, am I the asshole for declining a wedding invite that didn't include a +1 for my wife?
Yeah.
Okay, this is coming from Am I the asshole? It was posted a month ago.
Yeah.
A body, 42 male from high school, is getting married in May. My 42 male invitation did not include a +1 for my wife, 41 female. In talking to his younger brother, 39 male, who I'm also friends with, I learned it's not a small wedding. Their guest list is well north of 250 people. Okay. They work in sales and have made many contacts and decided with some friends they would not extend the +1 as a way to reach as many friends / co-workers / acquaintances as possible for their event. I have no issue with this, neither does my wife. She didn't care either way. Happy to go if invited, but won't lose sleep if not attending. My friend and his fiancé have been to our house for at least 2 dinner parties, I recall. A kid's birthday party and a couple barbecue relaxing days on the deck testing out the smoker. The women got along very well and I've never had a crossword. This is simply an issue of wanting to touch as many different people as possible and omitting the +1s for some guests. Allow this. Makes sense. I RSVP'd no to the wedding. I just like to go to weddings as a couple. This isn't a control thing or a respect thing. I just know weddings are long, all-day affair, and I don't have a million 10-minute conversations with strangers and me anymore. I prefer to mingle a bit, talk with friends and family we know, eat with her, dance a lot with her, and celebrate their special day. The reception is also about an hour away, so after drinking a bit at weddings, we usually would get a room locally and Uber there. My body was not happy, to say the least. I told him what I just typed and said I wish them all the best. I understand exactly why they are doing no plus ones with no objection, and we would still send a gift despite not attending. He didn't care, continued to get further agitated. After being pushed harder, I told him for such a bright guy, I can't see how he didn't see that some people would give regrets to this. This is where he hung up on me. Lol. Talking to my dad, who has known him for 28 years and met his fiancée as well, he said his anger may be that he's getting far more declines than they expected and is lashing out. He's a body I've had for years, but not my best friend. When our lives went in separate directions, we amicably fell out for about 10 years up until recently. Let's not pretend my presence is vital to their wedding here. Am I wrong to decline? Should I have just attended alone, as I don't have a hard reason why I can't attend, like a conflict of times with another event?
I took this one because I'm a big fan of addressing issues where people sort of want to outrightly disrespect like a person's partner or something. But why would you? But I can understand, right? I can understand it because the guy is friends with him, not the partner.
Yes,
Do you understand?
Yeah, but you've been to their house
Yeah,
a couple
yeah,
of times
I can
for
get that,
several
but
events.
it is insane to want to invite somebody to like an event or something without having considerations for the person's partner. That's just outright
And
insane.
even aside you being friends with the wife, it's not necessary. Do you understand? You're inviting people for something, especially things like a wedding.
Yeah.
If you have invite someone that is married or is in a
In a relationship,
relationship,
yeah, you has to be for two.
the invite has to have a plus one. You should automatically know that this person will most likely come with their partner. Do you understand? So it's
Especially when it's quite like it has to involve traveling.
exactly, like I'm moving from one place to another. I'm not supposed to go by myself.
If it were like the same city, just like a few blocks away, and even that
Even
is
in the
crazy
same
because
city.
if it's a few blocks
Because
away,
it's not just like a hangout. It's a wedding where you're going to meet so many people, interact with a lot of people.
I don't see how that's just that's just
Yeah. So and I think what the
that's-
father said is true. He's probably getting a lot of I can't make it, and he doesn't like that
This
because
sounds like-
a lot of people
this
would
like-
be, would
this-
would decline.
This sounds like the fiancé has some influence on this.
Or
Yeah,
not, or maybe like they're trying to stick to the 250 people, but they don't want to, because now the 250
They're picking the people they know directly.
can increase to 500, because if
With
they
the
want to
plus
invite
one.
so many people,
Yeah.
they want to make sure that it is the people that are there, people that they know directly.
Nah, you're
Do you understand?
better off sending a message saying, I won't send you an invite, but I can't because I know I have to send you a plus one. And because of the list of people we have, we
Yes.
cannot bring this in.
Exactly.
So
Instead
I
of
don't want to
sending an
ask
invite
you.
and saying no
Yeah,
plus
yeah.
one
No, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense at all.
for a wedding. No,
Would you
no.
invite
A lot
somebody?
of people will decline. A lot of people
No, they
will
would.
decline.
They would.
So he has to
You're
travel.
better off sending it, right? And then the person is like, oh, I'm going to come alone. My wife has something else to do, or my husband is doing something else.
That's understandable.
But outrightly
saying
picking,
no plus one
nah, I don't subscribe to that.
to
I
a
don't.
wedding, it's not.
Yeah.
It's just like the other story that we read where that one was with the brother.
Yeah.
Where
Oh yeah, the invite where it was like
invite, where it was
they did not
like,
invite the
they
wife.
didn't invite
Yes,
the
yes.
wife, and they wanted to
Invite him.
just
They
the-
wanted him to come. No, that's
it's just basically
no.
the same thing.
Yes, it's the same thing.
For especially for things like weddings, you cannot expect that you send an invite and just one person will show.
No, that,
If the
that
person was single, then fine. But like the person as a partner is
even if the person is single, sometimes they send with a plus one just in
yes,
case
also the person
you
and
have
again
to
it's
come with someone.
It's just how weddings are. You most likely go with somebody.
Yeah, you don't want to
just
come
don't
and
go
just
alone
sit
now.
like that and then. And mind you, the thing about weddings, it's not like you're coming to interact with the couple. You may not even
you're
speak
you
to
may not
them
even
because of
speak-
how busy
exactly.
it is. You live. So you want to have people you're familiar
Exactly,
with.
you're
You know.
familiar with
Yeah.
there. So this one is just
Yeah.
let's take some of the comments. So this one says, in my opinion, a wedding invite is just that, an invite. You never have to go, but you're allowed to. That's what an invite is. There is never a reason you'd be an asshole for not going.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the someone else replies to that comment and says, haha, right? It's a wedding invite, not a court summons. I would totally get why a person wouldn't want to come to a huge wedding without their partner,
Yeah.
especially when they will only know a handful of people there. Talk about boring
True.
and way too much social interaction with strangers. I completely understand why OP replied no. If his body is so hung up about it, he could say that if some other people declined, his wife could take their place so they could both come. It's a pretty simple solution. Don't know why he's being such a stick about it.
True.
Another person says, I suspect Opie's dad is correct in that there's more declines than expected, and this guy is staring down the barrel of a wedding where there's only work contact and
Yeah.
maybe not as many of those as they thought. As I think these days, people are more likely to decline an invitation to a wedding where they barely know the couple and none of his old friends, especially if he's been open about how big the wedding is going to be. Inviting 250 people to your wedding, but having half that coming is probably a bit of a blow to the ego.
True.
Another says, my guess is that the work people are also declining the invite.
True.
Yep, especially if they are work contacts rather than colleagues. I would attend the wedding of work colleagues I interact with most days, but people who would describe me as a contact are probably people whose invite I would politely decline.
True.
250 people is a lot of people to invite to a wedding, and maybe that's caused a large family, and maybe that's caused by a large family. But if most of these 250 people are in family, it's rare that you have that many people you actually care about and are friends with. Surely a lot of those invitations will be declined because attending a wedding where you know nobody but the couple is just not that fun for most people.
True.
Exactly. Why are you trying to invite
That's very
250
boring.
people that you're not close to? I'm sure you're not even close to half the amount of these people you're inviting. So like, why are you trying to invite all of them? People that all you've seen and be like, oh, what's up? Oh, I'm getting married. Come through.
Yeah.
Why?
100 is a lot. 100, that's like
100 is a
10,
lot. So talking about 250.
10 people.
That you're not even
10
close
places. Damn.
Showing you 50 people that you're not even close to.
That's a lot.
Someone says, right, I went to a wedding with assigned seating, sat at the table with a bunch of strangers and my husband. Easily the worst wedding I ever went to. That means I've not been to a wedding without assigned
Science
seating.
City. Yeah.
Not all invites are the same, but in this case, yes, the invite was just that, an invite. It's not OP's fault that the couple edged their bets and seemed to be losing.
Yeah.
Well,
I think we can all agree on this one. So we
oh,
started
and
on
somebody
it.
said something. Someone was like, OP said he's a salesman. Salesmen love those 10 minutes conversations with 200 people. Regular people, not so much. It's a learning experience for the bride and groom. I've been married for a long time. I depend on my partner to manage small talk. The idea of going to a wedding without him would be well daunting. I didn't realize until recently when he was called out of town and I had to manage the social invitation alone. I realized that I wasn't really looking forward to it at all. It was fine and I managed, but I wouldn't opt in to a whole wedding reception solo.
True.
Exactly. Like, what do you want to be doing for the entire wedding? You are
People
most
you
of
don't know.
exactly. You're most likely going to spend the most amount of time with
Just-
your partner
yeah,
there because
just
it's a
sit-
wedding.
Yeah.
So
Oh, it's okay, I guess. Well, on the bright side, we're ending on an agreeable note. Yeah,
yes.
contrary to how we started.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Because that second story,
Uh,
still have a lot to say about it, but I won't. But I won't.
hopefully we address that in
No, I'm not going to address that again. That is closed. That is for the audience to address now.
Yeah, I
And-
really hope
and
if you're
pick
watching
sides.
this, yeah, I'd like to know what you think about my whole idea regarding that.
I'm
second
sure
story.
you guys know that some
Yeah.
part of what he's saying is not correct.
I
It's not.
guess we'll find out. We'll find out much later. I know guys will agree with me. I can't say the same for girls, but
Guys that don't like to be accountable, sure.
Oh really?
Sure.
You see what you're
Sure.
doing?
Sure.
Because I could do the same. I could be like, women generally don't like to be accountable, so they won't agree. But we'll find out. We'll find out why eventually.
I guess so.
Yeah.
But thanks, guys, for joining us on another episode. It was fun. I feel like this episode was short, but
Yeah.
I think we had good stories. We
Yeah,
read out
yeah,
good
all round,
stories,
all
yeah.
round.
So that's it for this episode. Let us know what you think in the comments, and till the next time. Bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.